Gcast 36. Why do I always forget which number it is? I should always have that queued up in my mind. Anyways, we got a great show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got three other people here. I think I forgot to introduce myself last week, so I'm gonna go first this week. If anybody don't know who I am, then what are you doing on Project G Forum? But anyways, I'm Andrex, admin, Andrew, whatever. We got X-Play Spooie on tonight, also known as Chris. Spooie, say hi.
Howdy, everybody.
Joel from last week, Sarge, whatever.
Hey there.
And Brandon, who is AstralFrost, X-Play 25, 21?
25, yeah. Hey.
Yeah, 25. Okay, I had that right. So, well, we're all here. Daystar was supposed to show up, but she is AWOL. Those women with their hormones telling them not to do podcasts or whatever.
Don't I know it?
I've yet to hear about the hormones that are related to podcasting.
Well,
that sounds like an interesting field of research.
Yes, it's come to light in the past several years that, well, anyways, we're getting
this
off
joke
topic
is going
here.
really bad, so moving on.
So, what have you all been playing? Again, I haven't been playing much this week. I was gonna play Alpha Centauri, but I never got around to it. I hate that. It's like I'm gonna play a game, but then I just get distracted and I don't end up playing it. But yeah. Spooie, what have you been playing?
I pulled out some old Game Boy games, and I actually tried Contra the Alien Wars. I got into that.
Mm-hmm.
And my Game Boy Advance, I put in Metroid, and I found some interesting codes for that, too. In the last
right,
week.
the codes.
And you've been immortalized forever, Andrex.
Right. So for those who don't know, Spooie was mashing in random passwords into this Metroid Game Boy game, and apparently my name worked or something, but it made the game incompletable somehow.
You put in Andrex G Forum, and this is a plug for G Forum. 000000000000. You will in fact enter the game with no morph ball.
Which you kind of need, from what I understand.
Yeah, you kind of need to get like out of the next room over, so you kind of, But those are the best 2 minutes you're gonna play, so go ahead and put the code in and play till your heart's content.
Exactly. Didn't you get like a Red Sox one to work or something?
I did. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it is. I think it was New York Mets, Red Sox World Series, and then the S. And at the end of World, I switched to the 5 and the blank spot with, or the S from Series and the blank spot with a 5. And I think I got it to do something.
Right. You said that was a mistake. You were just like mashing confirm or something.
If you stop by the forums, you could see the thread. So do that, people.
Yes, visit our forums and post a lot because we could use more posts. Actually, we could use more threads. It's kind of homogenous. It seems like only Spooie and me are making threads nowadays, but whatever.
I made a.
What's that?
I made a couple. My book of customer service horror stories.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You made a couple good ones. Keep doing that. Keep it up.
Making threads is like a bicentennial event for me, so I've kind of exhausted my quota for the next 50 years or so.
Up your quota. That's all I
I
have
make
to say.
them both.
Well, the good thing about being bicentennial is that you're at least 3/4 the way through.
Am I?
Because it's coming in 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what games have you guys been playing?
I'm just trying to
before we
understand
start,
your math there.
I wanted to say I find it kind of sad that the new gaming generation won't have to deal with passwords like in Metroid. They were a pain for me growing up with Mega Man X, but it's still kind of like one of gaming's anachronisms that I guess I'll miss, like blowing in the cart.
Like cheat codes?
Yes, like cheat codes.
Well, they still exist. Like, you just have to do them in a console or something, you know? Like, you open up the console, type in the cheat code, and go.
Well, for PC games.
I would love to make a game in like 20 years and just put a password in there and just have no passwords at all. It's actually you have to start and finish the game in one thing. But it would just freak everybody out because they'd be searching all over for the password and couldn't find anything.
Like the password didn't do anything. You just
it's just there, and it's like just the mess of people's minds. And...
that'd be a good joke.
Yeah, joke.
Oh, Spooey, with the rate you're posting about your body falling apart, I don't know if you'll be around in 20 years. Just saying.
Just my brain in a jar.
Yes, that'd be pretty cool actually. Or we'll upload your brain Ghost in the Shell style to Prodigy Forum. You'll be our personal AI. Oh, Daystar's on.
But who will rearrange all of his games every day?
They will all be digital, and he will hate it. But
no.
Oh.
I love digital. I wouldn't even need shelving if everything was just digital.
I agree.
The only thing that I like physical is books. Like, physical books are much nicer than reading a book on a screen. But games, movies, like, the hell with that. I want it all digital.
Actually,
okay, go ahead.
I've been doing a lot more reading since I've got my tablet. But I mean, if you already have a library, I mean, I guess it's kind of difficult to switch.
It's not quite a library, but it's getting fairly big.
Okay. Well, why do you prefer books physical over everything else?
I don't know. I just like reading them on paper better. It's easier on the eyes over the long term, I think.
It's a pain to move all that stuff around, though. Like if you ever move your house, books are like the number one.
Yeah. No, whenever, because I've moved a few times in the last few years, and the books are always like the ridiculous heavy. Oh God, I can't even lift this part of the move. Everything else is pretty easy.
So it seems like Daystar is on, and she wants in. Should we let her in?
Gotta meet gender quotas and stuff, right? So go ahead.
I guess so, yeah. Alrighty.
Since the CEO has snubbed us once again.
Yeah, what is up with Steph lately? She's kind of been flipping in and out.
She's too good for us now.
Yeah. Well, our CEO duties.
Mm-hmm.
So how many ebooks do you have, Andrax?
I'm kind of poor right now since I just have been out of a job for a while and now I'm getting a job, but I have a bunch of samples. And Daystar, are you there?
Yep, just popped up.
Awesome, sweet. We
Howdy.
have a female.
Hey.
Hey guys.
Hey there.
We just did introductions and part of What Are You Playing, but for everybody who doesn't know, this is Daystar, Tabitha, on the forums.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Tabitha.
Howdy, Spooey.
I'm doing swell.
That's great. I'm glad.
Anyway.
Let's go get some ice cream.
I actually just had ice cream. True story. Ben & Jerry's half-baked. Delicious.
That's why you weren't on
You
the
know,
podcast.
they used to have one called, I think it was called Magic Brownies or something, but I haven't seen it in a long time. It was really good, though.
I heard of that too, yeah.
What was in the brownies that made them magic?
Take a guess.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
I wonder if you could make brownies that weren't actually brown. Like...
Purplies!
Yeah, purple brownies. Grape brownies.
Purple tastes funny.
It does. I've noticed that.
Brownies taste like brownies and oranges taste like oranges, but purplies just taste weird.
I think Spooey's had some magic brownie Ben & Jerry's.
It's like...
It's had more than that.
I think it's time to cut Spooey off. Spooey, this is actually your intervention. We are all here to tell you how much you mean to us and how you should lay off the magic brownies. Brandon, you want to start on why you think Spooey should lay off the magic brownies?
Because I know where people end up when they're not thinking clearly.
Yeah, look at Chad.
I mean, you know, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's all I have to say.
Hmm. Um,
He's practiced.
I hope we scared you
Yeah.
straight, Spooey. Just legal.
I am on the straight and narrow now. Your guidance will set me forward from
Good.
where I must go in this long journey of mine.
Awesome. We can get back on track then. I think we were talking about what games we were playing. How did we get on? Well, whatever.
I think we go around the table, as it were.
Yes, but are the tables the same for everybody?
It is a table, so that doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, I think you're up next anyways, so what have you been playing?
Am I? Same as last week, except minus the StarCraft. They just released a patch very recently to change the UI and to sort of prep for the expansion that's coming out presumably later this year. And my performance, for whatever reason, in the game has just taken a massive hit. Like, I just get FPS drops all the time whenever I try to do things, and it's making it basically unplayable. So I've kind of sworn it off until they fix it.
So, have you considered any performance enhancing supplements for your computer?
Magic rounds.
My computer doesn't need it; it's already on roids.
Okay.
And no, it's an issue with the coding. They fucked it up somehow, and
Is it
it's
network
been
related?
pretty. No, it's actually the game itself, and it's been pretty widely reported ever since the patch came out that a lot of people are experiencing pretty hard FPS drops, ever since it came out, and it's been consistent. I had kind of hoped it would get over it, and it was just an isolated incident or something, but it's consistent. It's every game, and I'm kind of tired of it, so I stopped playing.
That sucks. So that's the only game you've been playing, and then it kind of falls apart. That really stinks.
Yeah, I haven't really bothered to pick up much. I still actually haven't really started The Witcher 2, which I got, but I just haven't played. I found that the controls on the mouse and keyboard were exceptionally difficult and not very well laid out, so I'm going to try it with a gamepad at some point and see if it goes better.
Did you like the first one?
I never played it.
Ah.
It was a series that I know a lot of people talked up and liked. I just kind of never bothered, but I was given a copy of The Witcher 2 by Brandon because he had a spare digital copy from somewhere, and I played like the prologue, and that was it.
And
because I kept dying in combat because I couldn't remember the controls. Yeah, it's like I think that it could be fun if it was laid out better. Which if I can sort of map it how I want to a controller, I imagine it could be a lot better. But on the keyboard, it's kind of spread out and a little bit strange, and I feel like maybe there's one or two menus too many. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to learn.
But I mean, so I know that 360 wired controllers work with PCs, but do the wireless ones work too?
No, they don't. I tried that actually when I first got my 360 because it came with a wireless controller and the plug-and-play thing. And so, that's USB, so I plugged it in and tried to see if it would work, and it didn't work. But then I got a wired controller later on, and that works just fine.
Go figure. I mean, it's all Microsoft, but Microsoft doesn't really integrate that well, although they're better lately. The Metro stuff.
Yeah, they're not so like rigidly closed system annoying anymore.
Cool. So, Brandon, what have you been playing?
Okay, Saints Row 3 because.
Good choice.
Yeah.
That's a little late though. Didn't that come out like last year?
Hey, don't.
Yeah, but I'm playing it again because it's awesome, and I have new DLC and stuff that I want to play. So, what I like, I mean, you get a giant purple dildo and you get to beat people to death with it. That's awesome. How could you deny that experience? You know what I mean?
Do you have the Cheapy D expansion pack?
No, not yet. But that TPD that comes from Where's that come from?
Cheap ass gamer.
Yeah, cheap ass gamer. Yeah.
It's free, right?
Oh, then I have it. I think I have. He's like a homie or something. I can call him up and he can bust some caps and shit. Yeah.
He won a contest, I think, and then they were gonna add his stuff in afterwards, and I guess there was some kind of problem with it, so they just released it for free.
Ah. Well, if it came out on Steam, then I have it.
How did Cheap Ass Gamer make this add-on, or did they just like lend their name to it?
They had some kind of fundraiser for charity, and I guess he put in whatever the winning total was. He really likes the series. He's always talked about it, how great it was. He prefers it to Grand Theft Auto. So it won. So I guess they asked him, like, would you want to be part of the game? And he said sure. And they said, how do you feel about saying obscene things? And he's like, I love saying obscene things. And they sent him a script, and he recorded it and sent it off. And a couple months later, he was in the game.
Cool. We should do something like that. We need to get a little bigger, though. Tabby, what's up?
What's
What
up?
have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Well, as you know, Kingdom Hearts mostly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to that. I actually stopped playing for a little while because I've never beaten the World Ends With You, and I thought that it would be worth my time to go back and play it. So I'm playing through that right now, as well as Skyrim and Halo Reach, because it is jackpot weekend for Griffball, which is very fun.
That's quite a lot of games you've been playing there.
Yeah.
Is Griffball like actually on the playlist?
Yeah, sure is. Yeah, if you go to community, it's part of the community playlist. It's really fun. Yeah.
I haven't played Reach in a long time.
You should play Reach. It's fantastic.
Oh, I know. I liked it quite a bit. It grew on me over time. At first, I wasn't all that impressed, but then I played it a little bit more and started to like it more.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Halo 4, actually.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
It has the better level editor, I believe, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Forge World in Reach is the best version.
Why do they take so much stuff out of Anniversary?
What do you mean?
Well, you go to, I can't think what the map is right now, but there's that one map that basically covers half the stages in the game that you can edit everything for. And then when Anniversary came out, because they give you, like, you could have 100 of these and 50 of these and so on.
Oh,
to
yeah,
edit
yeah.
it. And then when you went to, like, any of the stages from Anniversary, you could barely edit anything into it. And
Oh, okay, so they didn't let you mess with the, like, old school Halo stages that much?
yeah, it's like they give you like wow, I can put like a cone over here, It's great.
Huh,
But
that's
it's
kind of
like
strange.
you could build
Yeah,
like
it
your own entire like fortress inside, in Reach, but they
Right,
took
because
them all
the-
out for Anniversary.
And is the multiplayer built on the Reach engine, or is it done in the old engine?
I
For
think
Anniversary.
it's in Reach because I'm trying to remember which way it is. I think if you own one, you get a code so that you don't have to put the disc in, but you can automatically go back and play those stages.
Okay.
I think it comes with Anniversary. I think there's a code. It's like a one-time only code you can put in. So if you're in Reach, you can still access the Anniversary stages and the Reach stages.
Right, I remember that. Yeah, because I think there's a couple, right? And you can add them to Reach if you want to.
Yeah. Which I like because I prefer the stages in Reach. I don't know, it's just me. I miss the old, Halo 2 online ones. And now that they've
Halo
upgraded
2
them,
was the best for multiplayer for
yes.
sure. Like,
and now it's like it's too good almost, Like the upgraded version, it's like things happen better than they should have 10 years ago, and it throws you off. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody have any clue what I'm saying?
how do you mean
Can't say
exactly?
there.
Yeah.
Like the stages are too crisp and you can see too well, and when you
In Reach? Or
no,
in
the Anniversary and the remakes, so like the levels from like Halo 2, Halo 1.
Well, you can switch back to old graphics, can't you?
I don't know if you can do that
in
for the
single
online
player.
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
not in
I'll-
multiplayer.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
that
about-
makes
Sorry, I'm talking about player.
Hmm.
Like if you're playing Headlong, it's like
Oh, okay. So are you saying like you sort of lose the nostalgia factor because it looks too good?
yeah, it's like they tweaked it a little bit too much to where it's up to the standards of today, not what it used to be in 2004. And things that took a little bit more effort to put into. It's too easy to pull off now.
As in things you do in the game itself?
As for the multiplayer.
Okay. Yeah, kinda. I mean, it's a little bit different there. You know, you have, what are they called? Armor abilities or whatever. And so, yeah, there are things that you can do more. Like, I remember back in, you know, before they introduced all that, sometimes something as simple as, like, chasing someone down was the most giant pain in the ass ever, because they'd get around the next corner and the next corner, because you were moving at the exact same speed, and you were really freaking slow. And now it's sort of like if someone has sprint and someone has something else, then it's a completely different story.
Right, until you throw a plasma grenade, and then they use armor lock to throw it back at you, which is my personal favorite form of douchebaggery.
What's the sphere shield they used to have in the game?
Oh,
Bubble
the
shield.
Bubble shield,
They
yeah.
took that out like a year and a half ago or something.
It's still in some game types, it's just not in all of them.
I almost never see that anywhere anymore.
You have to play Invasion.
I'm always like a big team battle guy myself.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, big team is fun. Firefight is fun. 4v4 can be fun. But yeah, big team is, I think, the most fun. Like, big team on Blood Gulch. I never know what they call it anymore. It's always just been Blood Gulch.
Hemorrhage.
So you guys all play the Halo games. Do you ever play together?
I don't think so.
You guys should.
Not very often, I don't think. I used to play every now and then with Steph and some guy that she was dating way back when. I don't remember what his name was. And then, you know, Gamer98?
Yeah.
We played together a lot until he kind of fried his brain with too many drugs or whatever it was he did. But yeah, we played a lot. And then I had a group of, you know, IRL friends from school and whatnot that we used to get together and all play in the same room on live every now and then.
We should set
Sounds
up.
like
I'm waiting for a game to come along that we all get, and then we can all play together.
Well, for that you
so
might have to get something that doesn't say Nintendo on it.
Well, I have PC games. I have Steam. I'm up for anything. I'm not real big on first-person shooters though, and that's like the only online games being made nowadays. So that and racers.
You don't have a 360, right, Andrew?
No.
Yeah, because there's Castle Crashers, which is a lot of fun. It definitely gets my multiplayer gaming fix when I'm not in the mood for a first-person shooter.
That is the first Xbox Live game I ever got.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I always loved the art in that game. It was very nice.
It is. It's cute and it's simple.
Alright, so news time. It's been a slow week, to say the least. Anybody have any news they want to talk about? Yes, no.
I do.
Go ahead.
Video game sales are now down 8 months in a row. So,
Right, the NPD was released, so that's U.S. sales, although I can't imagine the worldwide sales situation is much different. Let me see if I can bring the numbers up.
Nothing much has come out this year, though, right?
No, not much. Certainly not anything big in the last couple months, as far as I know.
I mean, I know Mass Effect came out in March, but that was kind of a disaster. I think it sold well initially, but dropped off pretty fast.
Yeah, word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth was not good, including from me. I really didn't like the game, which was a shame because I loved 1 and 2. I loved 1 and 2, love them, but 3 was just not that good.
I thought 3 was phenomenal.
Yeah, it did. I think it did a few million. It just never had any sustainability. It just kind of fell off after a few weeks, and like completely just dropped off a cliff.
And then recently they had like the full ending or whatever released.
Yeah, the sort of, we're gonna retcon a couple of things and actually explain a couple of things so that everyone's not going, wait, what?
It was definitely a much better ending than the first one that they came out with, though.
Yeah, I still wasn't a fan of the concept, just because it sort of changes the antagonist like in the last 5 minutes, which
It
is
does,
generally
yeah.
not a good idea.
True,
And
bad right?
it sort of makes the whole thing, God, I've never known how to pronounce this, a Deus Ex Machina, whatever, you know the
That's
term,
how
God
you-
from the
Right,
machine,
that's how you
like
say it.
something. And it's almost literally that. Like the kid is not an actual god, but for all intents and purposes, he might as well be. Um,
Spoilers.
I
well,
haven't played it.
yeah.
Wait, the bad guy's a kid?
Don't waste your time. Well, it's not a kid, but anyway.
Oh, see, I think you should waste your time. Like, the fact that so many people erupted over the ending, like, that's fine, but it was the last 20 minutes. Like, that game gave 30 hours of awesomeness.
I actually didn't think that at all.
Oh,
I
really?
liked no,
That's crazy.
I
really
liked
like
the Mars mission. I thought that was pretty cool. And then
Seriously?
like the Tuchanka was pretty good. But then like in Rannoch, it's sort of you had the whole thing where Legion was like, remember all that shit I told you in the last game about how we're gonna self-determinate? Well, I'm actually going to kill you if you don't update or upload Reaper cheats to my people. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck did you tell me in the last game? When you're doing this now? And it's sort of like they kind of character assassinated him, like in his last 2 minutes of existence. And then the mission itself was just kind of like a repeat of go find the Reaper and kill it with a giant gun, or in this case, something other than a Thresher Maw.
Kill it until it dies.
But I don't know. And then they cut out most forms of dialogue options. It was either like, you must be a Paragon or a Renegade. You can't say anything neutral ever at all.
Yeah,
Like, really? So do I
yeah,
have to have a
kind of
strong opinion on
influenced.
everything? Because what if I don't really care? Like, and that's kind of another thing is that they characterized Shepard a lot, like outside of the player controlling what Shepard does. It's sort of like, well, wait, why are you being a giant emo kid over here? And why do you have an opinion about this? I didn't tell you to have an opinion about this, and you're supposed to be, the character that I'm playing. And I was kind of just annoyed at the direction of the way they streamlined and dumbed down a lot of stuff for the sake of fitting it into the narrative that they were trying to build. And then they also had Kai Lang in the first place, and that was terrible. And then Cerberus went from like a tiny terrorist organization of 150 people to like this giant fucking galactic army with fleets fighting wars on like 10 planets and shit.
Well, Cerberus was always big. Like, even in the first game, you knew that there were a bunch of cells. And then
Right,
in the
and
second
then if
game,
you
they even
talk
said
to
that there
people-
was a bunch of different
Basically
cells.
says like there are at the end of 2 there are basically 150 people in Cerberus. Like if you talk to Edie, that's what she tells you. Cerberus has 3 cells and 150 people, and then it's like they've got a giant freaking army in 3 all of a sudden, and it didn't really make any sense.
I don't have it right in front of me, but I feel like you might have misinterpreted that. You know, I will bring that. I'll figure that one out later and post it on the forum or
Yes,
something.
make a thread, Daystar, because I would be interested in seeing your perspective.
Yeah.
Because
We'll duke it out. Duke it out. Because I
every-
really liked Mass Effect 3. I thought it was great.
yeah. What about the gameplay? When you get down to it, what is the gameplay?
It was way better than 1 because 1's gameplay wasn't that good.
Nope.
It was a little bit too easy. Like I felt like
What
2 hit a
setting?
nice sweet spot between decision making and how to actively do things, because there was sort of like a nice mix of use your guns for this, use your powers for that, and sort of controlling the way you fight. And then in 3 it's like, well, I can actually just spam my powers the whole game, even on insanity, and just laugh while everything dies.
I did think that Mass Effect was. I actually thought all 3 games were really easy, even on the highest difficulty setting. I think it depends what class you play as well. Like, did you play as a biotic character?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, biotics are one of the stronger classes in the game, and so, it's actually a lot easier. Like, if you play as a Vanguard, it's like the easiest class, you can kill anything. I personally played as an Infiltrator, which didn't have any biotics, so I actually found the game to be quite challenging in several areas,
yeah.
on the hardest difficulty, because biotics in that game are kind of cheap, I think. So,
But then the alternative is really ranged and patient, and that's not fun.
Oh, see,
So
I
I'm like,
think-
Vanguard, let's go, charge everything, blow it up, punch it in the face. Like that's how I like to play the game. Yeah,
Okay.
basically it was shotguns only.
Yeah. I'm a sniper fan. Does that translate to Halo as well? Do you like shotguns in Halo?
Yeah, that's how I play. Is pretty close range in Halo.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Like in 2, my favorite map was Midship, just because it was a tiny map where you like couldn't hide at all,
Right.
and there was almost no ranged fighting. It was basically just like grenades and shotguns all the time on that map.
Ah. So what about my friends and I had this talk a little while ago. Have you ever? I'm sure you've played Dragon Age.
Yes.
So you're not an archer character, a mage. I'm guessing that you play the warrior.
The first time I played a mage.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
And I think I specialized in primal and the like status affecting stuff like paralyze and slow and all that. And then the second time I played a warrior, and then I have a third playthrough that is a warrior but a different sort. I've never played a rogue because it doesn't seem that interesting.
And my friends and I, we ran into the issue where we play really differently depending if we're in a sci-fi setting or a fantasy setting. Because in sci-fi games, Mass Effect, Halo Reach, I prefer to use the sniper and be long range and be as far away as possible. But in Dragon Age, I love being like right in, the Dark Spawn's faces and,
Having blood splatter on your armor 24/7.
Yes, exactly. And then, flirting with Alistair while there's blood on our faces. It's great. It's,
Be like, come here. Oh, you've got blood all over. Never mind.
yeah, AIDS. Woo, yeah.
Like, wait, we already drank this shit earlier in the game, so alright, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
What if it was like a heroin junkie or something? Then you're addicted to heroin. Good job.
Yep.
Or
Addicted to
purplies.
bad day.
Spooey, you always know just the right thing to say.
I'm speechless. I have nothing else to add.
Aha! I got you. You're speechless. I don't think
But
I've
yeah,
ever done that before.
general preference is definitely for melee combat whenever possible in any setting.
Ah. What about in real life?
What about zombie apocalypse?
I do have a little bit of informal training with a couple of types of swords, as well as a little bit of wrestling and boxing. But I'm actually a lot more experienced with guns. I've done a lot of practice shooting, skeet shooting.
Gotcha.
Skeet shooting is fun.
He wants to become an alligator fighter one day.
Yeah, I heard about that from way back in the day. I still don't remember posting that. At some point, I got to the conclusion that you were making it up.
No. Okay.
I mean, I don't even know if I have GN like bookmarked anymore because it's so dead. But oh, hey, I do have it. What do you know?
Okay.
Interesting.
He ended up in the sewer somehow.
Oh yeah, it was like a thread about like weird dreams, and apparently
Yeah.
I was like stabbing crocodiles or some shit. I don't know.
You were like, I
It's
killed
like something
two of them.
Yeah. It's just some random dream that I apparently had like 6-7 years ago or something. I don't know.
Of close quarters combat.
I think it's time for a good game thing. Don't you people think it's time for a good game thing?
Well, I guess I do, Andrex.
I'm glad you think so, Spooey, but you can't go this week because you're new. But unless you saw something in the past, 40 minutes ish.
I haven't thought of anything for about 6 days now.
That's comforting.
It's a good thing we have that intervention.
So, Tabby, I was explaining this earlier before you came on, but do you know what good game thing is?
No, I don't.
So, basically, one of us every week chooses one aspect of a game that we really like. So, what was it last week? Who went last week?
Brandon.
And he did something about Team Fortress 2.
No, it was Renegade Ops.
Right,
Yeah.
and it had Gordon Freeman.
It had to do with
instead of
Half-Life.
Team
Yeah.
Fortress 2 stuff. All right, I remember. Does anybody have another one? I have one, but I just want to double check.
Yeah, go ahead, Hendrix. Talk.
Alrighty, so in the game House of the Dead Overkill, a rail shooter. Um, it has this fantastic combo system that is one of the best combo systems in a rail shooter I've ever seen. And it's basically worked as only continuous shots to actual like bodies count. So if you shoot something in the environment that you're not supposed to shoot, then your counter is reset. Um, and if you try to increase your counter as much as possible, which is what you're supposed to do, the game becomes really difficult. Which is why when people say overkill is really, really easy, I kind of get annoyed because it's like you're not really playing it the right way. You know, they're like, oh, you never die. I think we talked about this last week, you know, one of those games that never lets you die, but the focus isn't on dying being the bad thing of the game.
So is it like a difficulty curve that scales based on the skill of the individual player?
Yes. So, like, if you want to get the best weapons and the best upgrades, you have to constantly be watching your combo meter. And so if there's like four levels of the combo meter, and every 5 shots you get in on a body, it goes up to the next level, and the multiplier increases with each level, obviously, and you have a running total of your score depending on what you shoot. Headshots are more, obviously, stuff like that. And at the end, they give you cash based on your score, so it's kind of like self-regulating economy. There's this bug, though, I've heard about. If you're too good, at the end of the levels, it pays you out if you beat your old score. But if you're too good, what ends up happening is you can never beat any of your old scores once you fill the score table up. So you never get like that bonus cash, and you never can unlock the other weapons. So you have to kind of be careful. I heard they fixed that in the PS3 release. I'm not entirely sure. I need to get a PS3 for that game. It's kind of like the killer PS3 app for me. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Or am I just rambling on? Is everybody dead? I killed everybody. Everybody bored to death. Well...
I was listening, it was very interesting, but I've never actually played the game myself.
Ah, you should. You have a Wii, right?
Mm.
You have to have a Wii.
I do, actually, yeah.
So, you have a PS3?
I have a PS3, yeah. I have all the current gen systems, very proud.
I have 2 copies of the game.
See, I was serious on the forum, Spooie. You should let us rent some of your game collection.
Spooie's Rental Shack.
You could make a lot of money. Or not, because you could be nice about it, but whatever.
It could be like a G-Form add-on, like a sub-site.
I actually found out some good news last Saturday. For me, anyway. But I'll save that for another time.
Just don't sell anything magical in that shack. I get raided.
Those aren't magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Cool. Everybody, thank you for a great podcast.
Woohoo!
Sorry I showed up late.
No, that's okay. We weren't
I'm
talking
that
about anything
person.
cool before you showed up anyways.
Aw, sweet.
But it'd be cool if you showed up next week, Daystar. In fact, it'd be cool if everybody here showed up next week, but...
Okay, so last week we
I'll
did this
do my
on
best.
Sunday, right?
We did do it on Sunday, but that's because Saturday I was doing something.
Okay, are we gonna try and settle on a particular day?
Yeah, we settled on Saturday. It's usually Saturdays. Last week was just an anomaly.
Okay.
So yeah, usually Saturday nights is what we do. So thank you everybody for showing up. Everybody say adios, goodbye, sayonara.
So,
Goodbye, everybody.
Over and out.
And thank you listeners. See you around the boards.
different than I expected him to sound too.
Is that so?
What?
It
Okay.
is so, yes.
What did you expect?
Who knows?
How does my voice sound now? Does it
Much better.
It sounds a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay, this is actually the new mic I got on one of the settings.
Cool.
Apparently, for whatever reason, Skype reset that when I logged in. So it was actually going through my whole computer this time, and I noticed maybe 15 minutes into the podcast. So this sounds better?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, this is mode 1. I'm going to change to mode 2. Ready?
Ready.
Mode
Oh,
1.
shit.
Mode 2. How's it
Mode
sound now?
1.
Mode
Mode
1, we
one.
can barely hear
Mode
you.
1.
Okay, I'm going to switch to mode 3 now.
What the hell kind of microphone is this?
What mic
How's
is it?
this? This is mode 3. How's that?
I like mode
Got
3.
3?
Mode
Mode 3 is nice.
Yeah.
Can we hear mode 1
So
again?
3 and 1. Okay.
This is
here's-
like an eye exam.
Here's
Number
3.
1 or number 2?
Should be like Gcast
number
bloopers.
3 or number 4?
Yeah,
This is number 3. This is number 1.
That
3.
sounds-
Number 1.
I like 3.
Number 3.
3.
I like
3 is a
1.
good, well-rounded number.
Screw everybody, 1 is the better one.
Well, it has 3 modes. Mode 1, as far as I can tell, is straightforward. Mode 2 is all around. It's like infinity, I guess, is how they describe it, where anybody in the room is supposed to be able to talk. And then mode 3 is supposed to be everybody in the front and in the back directly. So if you're having an interview, it completely clears out everybody to the sides.
So is it like a desk mic or something?
It's like a little mini laptop mic, actually. I was gonna buy one that was like $120, and I said I'll just get this one. It's $40. I spent much more for my old headset years and years ago. So
I am using a $14 headset. That is what I use.
Rub it in.
I think mine was like $20 or something. It
I'm
hurts
not
my
using
ears.
headset.
I hate it, but it sounds good. So, what can you do?
Do you all
Mine
know
is-
about the sound quality of the Turtle Beach headsets? Because I was thinking of getting one of them anyway.
We need to have
one
like
of our
an
members
official
is using-
microphone thread on the forum.
That would be really helpful.
Oh, actually, Brandon is using a Turtle Beach, so now you know how freaking wonderful they sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I have a Turtle Beach M3.
Okay.
I like it. Whatever.
You're a little muffled, I have to say.
Oh. You know what? The line. It's a line in. So I don't know.
You said you have the M3.
It could just be Skype.
I don't even know
Okay.
what that is.
The
It's
price
a-
has gone up, but this is what I have.
Yours actually sounds very good, I gotta say.
Yeah, Joel, yours sounds great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Rub it in.
So yeah, there it is, the wonderful headset that makes me sound so clear.
Knew it.
Chocolate
Oh man,
red.
Second
it's
motion.
$5. That's the-
Yeah, the price is up. Sorry.
$20. That's not bad.
Hmm.
I mean,
It's really-
I know you
I
had
had
it.
I had a great story I could have said on the
How
podcast.
long have I had this?
but we forgot.
Yeah.
I got it in, I think, like in March or April of last year.
Oh wow. So it's okay. It's got some life to it.
Yeah, it actually was one of the things that I got like right after I finished building my PC, because it was like, okay, I have a PC that I can actually like play games online with now. Oh wait, I need to actually be able to talk to people. So I got the headset.
Does it work with the 360 controller as well?
No, it's a stereo headset.
Ow, balls. See, that's that's why Turtle Beach is awesome.
Yeah, get Turtle Beach.
Yeah, it's nice to have that dual connectivity thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you think if Turtle Beach came out with like a Nintendo brand mic, they would call it Squirtle Beach?
No, they call it
Oh.
Koopa Beach.
I see Squirtle on the picture there, so for Tabitha, automatically I started. That is
would be
Squirtle, right?
Super Mario Party Adventures.
Bulbasaur,
and
you
Luigi's
idiot.
Mansion.
I don't know, whatever.
Exactly.
Squirtle.
If
I
you just
haven't-
called
I
a
haven't-
Squirtle,
I haven't
I
paid
am offended. I am just
haven't paid
offended.
attention to Pokemon.
I am not a Squirtle.
It's like 97. I don't know.
Chris, the headphones, they'd have like turtle shells for headphone for ears, you know? Wouldn't that be cool?
Headphones
would
in a
be-
half shell.
And then they would like shoot water at your face sometimes, and
Yeah.
You get them with either red, orange, purple, or blue.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
You should market this. Do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I will.
Get it. What is it? Etsy? Etsy or something like that?
Or Kickstarter. Do a
There,
Kickstarter.
yeah, Kickstarter.
You want to know my plan for Kickstarter?
No.
run off to the Caymans.
I can't remember. Yeah, actually.
Anders is like, no, I don't want to know your plan.
I can't remember if I posted this or not on the forums, but plan number 1 is I want to make the world's greatest statue comprised solely out of Slim Jims.
I think you might have posted this.
You would have to build that indoor, otherwise the animals would just take it apart every night.
That would rot so fast.
Well, here's the plan, though. You see, I'm very sneaky here. So the plan is I tell people that's what I want to do, and then step 2 is they give me all their money to do this, and then step 3 is I just buy Slim Jims and eat them, and then step 4 is they complain about how much the economy sucks.
So someone will go into your house, and next to the giant pile of random 90s paraphernalia is a giant pile of Slim Jims.
It's more like random 80s paraphernalia.
And don't forget the pile of games either.
Very huge pile of games.
I had a perfect story to say on the podcast, and I completely didn't even think about it.
What was that?
Do we want to save it for another day?
Well, actually, I have been recording. I figured I'd put this part at the end as like a
director's cut.
Something like that, yeah.
The special edition.
Yes,
Listen to these people random about stupid shit for 20 more minutes.
Yes.
Awesome.
They can quit out at the end credits, but they can keep listening if they have nothing better to do with their lives.
You know what you should do, Anjex? You should put a password in on the screen that will let you go to the secret bonus half of the podcast.
Oh Lord.
Who plays their Game Boy Advance?
Not me.
I do.
I have one somewhere, but I don't know where it is.
Has anybody ever heard of?
Nope, you go.
Has anybody ever heard of a game called Wade Hickston's Counterpunch?
No. No.
You have heard of this game?
I have heard the name, but that is all I know about it.
I bought it a couple years back. I think it was maybe like $7, and I thought it was a decent game. It's like it looks like it's animated. It's a boxing game, in this kind of in the style of Punch Out, but it's completely like hand drawn animations. It's not. So it's
not all pixely.
No, it's like you're playing a cartoon basically. And needless to say, I needed to fill out $25 to get free shipping on Amazon. And I noticed currently it's the cheapest thing I could find on Amazon. It's $1.50 per game. So I now have 5 copies of Wade Hickston's Counterpunch.
My God.
If anybody wants to rent that game.
I honestly don't know if I could find my GBA, even if I looked for it.
You don't have a DS?
No, I don't really do handheld gaming.
Oh.
Because the thing is, like,
pinky up.
If I'm out and around, I don't really like want to be on my DS or my phone or whatever. And then if I'm at home, it's like, well, what's the point? And then I hear about games that should be getting the full console treatment being released as PSP games, and I'm just like, why are you doing that? Why would you ever do that? It's like you're gimping your game.
I maintain that Birth by Sleep could have been an amazing PS3 game.
It's an amazing 3DS game, so what's the difference?
Well, Birth by Sleep is PSP, but same thing.
Oh yeah, Birth by Sleep is the PSP game.
I bought a PSP just for that game, actually.
So it worked.
Well, yeah, well, I'm a sellout for Kingdom Hearts. I'll buy anything.
They got you good.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts before.
I don't think you'd like it very much.
Probably not, no.
No.
I never had a PS2, so I never got around to it. I have a PS3 though, but I don't know if it's a backwards compatible one or what. That's the one thing that irritated the hell out of me this gen is that every console had like 15 different versions, and I can never keep track of what does what.
Yeah, they did.
The Wii was doing so well, and then they introduced that GameCube-less version. Because everything they released, outside of the colors, was the same interiors, and then they took out the GameCube backwards compatibility.
They did?
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I don't know if it's out in the U.S. specifically. I know in Europe they did it, and I thought they had some kind of like Walmart exclusive bundle for Black Friday, but I don't know if that actually ever came out.
Yeah, I don't think it came out here. I think there would have been a little bit of heat about that.
Meanwhile, I think Sony's coming out with their 90,000th revision for PS3.
They are.
They've
Yeah,
gone back to grill aesthetic.
Yeah, well,
I
go
don't
ahead.
even know what version of the PS3 I have. I think it might be like a 40 gigabyte or something. I don't know what it does. I bought it from a friend of mine because he wanted to get like a different version than the one he had.
If it's 40 gigs, you probably don't have any backwards compatibility.
That's unfortunate because there are probably more PS2 games I'd want to get than PS3 games. Like the only reason I even have this thing is so that I can play MGS4, which I haven't really been playing, and then to get The Last of Us when it comes out.
Oh god, yes.
That looks
And
like it's gonna be a
then
good game.
So
eventually I would like to get at least Uncharted 2. In spite of it not being the most solid game from like a shooting perspective, the rest of it is really cool.
He didn't know about the crop circle in it. I mean, that is
Crop
the best
circle?
part about MGS4. You can find it's a Easter egg. You can find a crop circle, and there's like no explanation as to what has occurred.
I'm trying to think of where you could even find a crop circle in that game.
It's in there. I swear to God.
Alright, I am signing off. Thank you, everybody.
See you later, Andrew.
Yes,
Goodbye again.
these headphones are hurting my ears now, so...
But this is Skype, where when the host caller hangs up, everyone gets cut off.
Yes.
I have my my game room to set up as soon as I get off of here. Actually, I finished painting earlier today, so.
Painting. You should take pictures when you're done.
I have a picture of it how it is now, but it's just gonna look like a crappy room with some games in the corner of it.
Well, you used to do like photography of stuff, right, Spooie? Like
Yeah, I have. I
He
haven't
did
really.
food photography.
Yes.
but I mean like Transformers action figures and shit like a while back, right? You used to do that, didn't you?
I did on my old white desk. I used to take a bunch of action figures out and just kind of do weird stuff.
Yeah.
Do weird stuff.
I would love to get my
The implications
I do that anyway.
there.
I just don't record it. That's all. If I did, I might be in jail right now.
Get a good angle on that steak.
Prime rib, baby. That's all I'm saying.
The right lighting is key.
They don't call it a tube steak for nothing.
Oh lord. I think that's where I get off.
That's what she said. Anyways,
yeah.
bye everybody.
It actually has a double entendre. That's good, Andrew. Excellent.
Yeah, it is.
Jeez. Those people, right? Oh, is it still running? Oh. Thanks for listening to the, what am I gonna call this part? Bonus round? It's already taken. I guess I could call it, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Thanks for listening.